this evening. It's going to be even as we draw closer to the return of the Mashiach. The enemy wants to wear out the saints. He wants to wear out the saints, and that is what I would call a competition between the house of the saints gathered together and those who gathered in front of a computer. As I was sitting in the office before y'all came, and I just know just by visiting other places and notice that it doesn't matter if it's a large congregation. I remember hearing Dr. Carson one time. He came out, and they have a large church, and he came out one time. He said, "Where's everybody? Where's everybody?" We know that when you see we as pastors, we ain't impressed by who come on the regular day like a Shabbat or Sunday. We know that just people just gonna do that because it's the thing to do. But it's what you do throughout the week, bi-weekly. Because we as pastors are limited, whether it be on the Shabbat or Sunday, we are limited to what we can teach. But on a bi-weekly, you can see the difference, all right? You know the difference, and those that come can see the difference. That because I know I'm buying with time. I mean, you see how I be rushing through teachings and have to stretch things out because of time and so much going on. But as a shepherd, that we judge things. Ask any pastor, they judge their church by the bi-weekly. That's the committed people. And so as I'm sitting in the office, and then I'm just going over some stuff, and then it hit me that a book I was reading at one time by Michael Brown, and he had a question now that really stood out to me, because as I began to observe just a little time I've been in the ministry, it's very scary. And most people don't even know it, because religion itself is like a drug.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like a drug, and you can think that you getting high off Yah, but you just getting high off of religion. If you don't believe me, just look around the world and see how many different religion there is that you look at and say that don't make sense, but they doing it anyhow. That's why man is very religious. Okay, and so as I observe and begin, even in the office, I was just pointing like, man, this is incredible, because as we move forward towards the time of the Mashiach coming, the internet is going to be one of the number one enemy, because even though we can read in Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25, where the text says, do not forsake the assembling of yourself together as some. But you don't understand, Pastor. I got the internet, I got Facebook, so it's like trading my wife in for one of these dolls that they make. Oh yeah, they make them. So I trade my wife in because why? I can order this bride doll that's a computer, however they make it, and at least that she ain't gonna talk back to me. See, I ain't really got to deal with her. I can just use her as my pleasure. Then I set her in the corner. But if I get a real woman like my wife, I got to deal with what comes to marriage. So they say, well, I can just sit in front of my computer, and I ain't got to deal with a man of God telling me what to do. I can govern my life how I want to do. I can turn, when I don't like what this pastor is saying, I go to another one. So I'm gonna find a pastor on the Facebook or the internet that I agree with, and when I don't agree with him no more, I just go to another one. Yeah. And so that's what I'm looking at as a pastor, as I'm observing it, because you can't even ask people, do they believe in God no more? Because by now you have to question what God.
Right. Sure. That's right. That's right, Pastor.
You see, you have to question that, and you have to, and a few people I done talked to have came to the conclusion, like, man, I'm staying off of Facebook. I'm staying off the internet. Because you can become so involved in the internet and the Facebook that you're going from one teacher to another, and you done just substitute that for fellowship. See, true fellowship in the kingdom is coming in here and dealing with flesh and blood.
That's right.
That's why I can always tell a person that grew up under a Facebook or a YouTube pastor. Why? Because he can't deal with fellowship. Oh, I can tell that. Because they so mixed up that when they try to ask me questions, they don't even know, they forget who pastor they heard that from. Am I right? I can tell their mind is so scatterbrained. It's like me being married, but I got 3 girlfriends in 3 different cities. What the chance of me accidentally calling my wife by one of those girls' names?
You gonna do it?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen sooner or later.
Yes,
So, just like Jennifer. Who's Jennifer? No, that. Why? Because I got too many. And so that's why I'm just trying to tell you. So when people come in here and try to ask me questions, I know that they've been sitting under the internet and they don't even know how to get it out.
Right.
But a shepherd, but God did not listen, God has set this system up so good that he says that let's go to the scripture and see how Yah has set this up. Let's look at one said, let's go to Hebrews. Miss Rose, you already know where I'm going. Go to Hebrews. Very important. As a shepherd, listen, I don't get no money on Bible study night. We put out a basket, and if they want to put something in there, they take it. So nobody can ever say, well, they just take it to an offer. We don't do nothing. You ain't got to bring a dime in here.
Hallelujah.
And the reason that I ain't worried about your money, this verse tell you right here. Tell them, read that verse for me. You already know the verse.
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay, Pastor.
Pray for those who watches on your soul, right? I'm gonna give you a hint.
Okay.
Yeah, I throw you a hint. This why I'm looking, listen, any money that you give me, I'm gonna spend it before the day or the week. But if I store my treasures and labor with the souls of the Most High give me, man, you know what I'm storing up?
That's right. Sorry, Pastor.
I'm gonna help you.
Pastor.
No. I am a sister keeper.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Father.
Chapter 13, verse 17. This how I feel.
Okay.
Now this is for your sake. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
The word is exhorting me to obey them that have the rule over you.
Why should you do that?
And to submit myself, for Pastor Sherman watches for your souls as one that must give account.
Yeah.
That he may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for me.
That's the kind of shepherd that you should have. One who watches over your soul.
Yes, sir.
Not watching over your checkbook.
Yes, sir.
Not watching over what you put in the offering.
Yes, sir.
Watching over your soul. That's why Bible study on Bible week, man, you should come out here. It ain't like the Shabbat.
No, amen.
It ain't like the Shabbat. It's open. It's free. You can ask how many questions you want to. The Shabbat is just a service that we come and fellowship and eat. Right. But bi-weekly is where we get down, get dirty. Am I right?
Right.
We get down and dirty. Now, here's the question that I want to ask, because I know I had put the title, the
bloodline of Messiah.
I'm like, but I already changed it in the midst of just sitting in the office. I just want to ask this question because I know I got students out. Now, so I'm sitting in the office, and so I'm looking at how things are going, just in the spiritual and watching everybody and just paying attention. And so I know that on the internet or Facebook ain't got nothing that I ain't teaching. They teach the same thing I'm teaching. I mean, I'm just saying there's some good teaching out there, but that's some good teaching they gonna do.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Right.
So I'm thinking like, well, it can't be the lack of good teaching because I'm teaching good here too.
Yes, sir.
So now I ain't gonna even fool with that because I already know that I ain't even gotta prove that.
No.
Because the proof is in the eating.
That's right.
But I want to ask this question here. The question I want to ask then is, how saved are we? How saved are we? That's the question. That how saved are we? My friend that be running his mouth, how saved are we? What is salvation? What it means to walk after Yeshua, to be called by him. I'm gonna read some stuff. And I want y'all to feedback on me as I read this here, then we go to the word and look at some scripture. So now I'm reading. How saved are we? Now let's talk about the American church for a moment. The American church at the 21st century, we talk about us, is in a crisis. But see, it doesn't look like that to people that ain't deep in the word.
Amen.
I ain't talking about deep in programs in churches.
Right,
Because I don't care. Most churches do the same thing. You do a food bank, I do a food bank. You feed the hungry, I feed the hungry. You do the outreaches, I do out. But that's everybody doing that.
right.
If you put some demand on these food banks, I wonder how many people come in. Huh? Put some demand that you had to do a before we pass out the food. If you're not in at the service is only 30 minutes. 30 minutes. If you're not in the service from 11 to 11:30, if you're not there, you don't get no food. Put some demand on that. Watch this here, okay? So we talk about the American church, okay?
Right.
It's in a crisis. Why is that, Pastor? Because we have preached a cheap gospel.
That's right.
What do you mean a cheap gospel? We have not only preached a cheap gospel, but a weak savior.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell you what, because of that, what we have reaped. Oh, and it's coming back to get us. It's coming back to get us. That's why it's a shame that you think I like it when people I know they come in here and they can't even stay in sound doctrine. But they so involved in their church and they struggling to find the book of Zephaniah or Haggai. Huh? And then we broke it down and said, well, just look at the book of John or the book of 1st and 2nd John. I'm like, this is an issue. And so I would go straight to the leaders. You don't know Sister Mary, my auntie, don't know the books of the Bible? And you think as a pastor, her nephew, I'm supposed to not just smile on that? When, according to the Bible, that you're supposed to be watching over my auntie's soul.
That's right.
And you can't observe that she don't know the books of the Bible. You can't observe that she don't know how to read. The time that she came here one time and y'all helped her read a few verses, it was like that. She died and went to heaven.
Oh, wow.
She remembered that. And we let her, and we sound words out to her, didn't we? Didn't we that?
Yes.
That bless her heart. Think about that. But we have preached a cheap gospel, a soft safe. Oh, this is gonna bless you. Now, watch this here. We have taught salvation, Miss Mark, gonna let this here. We have taught salvation without self-denial. Oh, just come to Jesus. Oh, what a friend we have in Jesus. And so now we got those that in adultery loving Jesus, those that in fornication loving Jesus, and then the homosexual loving Jesus, and the lesbian loving Jesus. Everybody loving Jesus because you preaching they saw Jesus.
That's right. They have nothing to intimidate them.
When Jesus ran into a woman caught in adultery, he didn't say, now go and don't get caught again.
No, he didn't. No. He said,
Huh? Did he tell her that?
No, he didn't.
No.
He said, go and sin no more. What's he saying? Go and don't commit adultery no more.
That's right.
Go get your own husband.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Get your own.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have made, watch this here. We have made Jesus like those gurus.
Oh my goodness.
Those nice, you know what I'm saying? And them gurus. That's how we made Jesus.
Yeah.
He doesn't tell us anything bad. Oh.
Now, we have taught salvation without self-denial. See, we ain't even got to him talking about things was wrong yet. See, they think that Moses hit hard. Paul, let me come to your church. I ain't even got to touch Moses. I touch Yeshua, who I'm going to talk about tonight, and you ain't going to even, you be screaming for Moses. Watch this here. We have, as I say, taught salvation without self-denial, and watch this here, and the crown without the cross.
Yeah.
Do y'all hear me? Listen, we are taught the crown without the cross.
Yes.
We love to shout, we are a chosen generation, but without commitment.
Come on.
We're a royal priesthood, but what kind of nation are we? See, these are titles. These are titles. Means nothing. And so now the message of the Messiah or the message of the Bible is compromised. Now watch this here. I'm gonna give you a few things to ponder on, and I'm talking to us.
Thank you.
Listen, I got I got all these fingers pointing back at me. Listen, what I'm about to say. I'm pointing at me first. Listen to this here. We spend hours watching television, but minutes watching in prayer. Ouch. What you say, Pastor? I say we spend hours watching television, but minutes, I ain't talking about hours, a minute,
Yes.
watching in prayer. How is that I can sit there and watch 3 programs? The average program is an hour. That's 3 hours. But if I say, let's pray 15 minutes,
That's the problem.
I'm saying again, how saved are we? How saved am I? If I say that we're going to a movie, and we know the movie starts at 8 o'clock. What time do most people get to that movie? 7:30. I can't be late to the movie. But how's the study? What time our movie start?
12 o'clock.
At 12. But what time they get here?
12, 15,
I'm talking to us. See, I'm talking to us. The movie started at 12.
That's right.
But think about this here. The reason that I'm at the movie early, because I bought the ticket. It cost me something.
There you go.
So if that's the case, then that means that what you're doing here not costing you nothing. So I can come late. So you treating us like we the critics. You know how when the movie first come on? I'm talking to us.
Right.
Where's our prayer life here? Because we was doing that. People still dragging in, right? So the question then, how saved are we? Peter them said the hour of prayer. You know how many people would have missed the Ruach?
But it's a value. It gotta be a value.
It said that he came at the hour of prayer.
Hour of prayer.
9 o'clock. Half the people that I know when they got it. Because why? They coming late. Watch this here. And this is America here. This is us right here. We're hungry for what, Pastor? We are hungry for sports. Oh, yeah. Sports is our idol. We're hungry for sports, but we're not hungry for the word. I said it. I said we're hungry for the sports. Oh, my team plays tonight, Dallas Cowboys. I stop at 8, so it's not like I'm shutting down early for the Cowboys, because Cowboys getting paid. But we hungry for sports. You know, people know more. There are people know more about the stats of a quarterback than what Moses did, than the Bible. I can't stand a believer quoting how many stats an athlete have, but ain't memorized 5 scriptures in his whole journey.
Mm.
We have a problem now.
Yes, sir.
Because how can you ever find where it is written?
Yes, sir.
We're not gonna listen. I watch sports, but we ain't gonna sit around and talk about no sports for no hour. Now the question is, guys, those who are watching, is this what Yeshua died for?
No.
Is this what he died for? So that we can be free to do our own thing. Well, that's what got us in trouble at first.
Yes, sir.
Eve never wanted to do their own thing.
Yeah.
If I wanted to be my own self, then I can't come to Christ. Now, think about this question here, and you can ponder on this yourself. Can anyone who spend more time playing video games than seeking God in prayer has any right to call Yeshua master? Come on, this stuff make you think. How can I call Yeshua master and I spend more time in video games
Mm.
and then talking about Jesus is Lord? Oh, that sounds sweet. Jesus is my Lord. Really? All I gotta do is just follow you around, and we shall see. It's like a guy saying, I'm married, but every time I turn around, he flirting. You might be married, but you ain't committed.
Right.
Fair enough.
You might believe that Jesus died, but you ain't committed. Now, just think about this here. If a person cannot take a break, well then, because sometimes I forget to turn on the TV for that's, oh yeah, it's 4 o'clock. We're half the game's already gone off. Because why? I'm fellowship. Yes, we have a TV here, but we don't turn it on soon the service is over. Gotta run to my sport. No. If I can't die to sports on the have fellowship, then something has an issue. Sports that has become my God. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Watch this here. Let's look at some verses. Let's go to 1 John. Because 1 John has an issue with this here too. 1 John chapter 2. I know this one is ouch message. We'll do verse 15 through 17. 1 John chapter 2, verse 15 through 17. Anyone?
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Mm-hmm.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
It's not. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yah abideth forever.
Yeah, take it. John is telling us this here. Don't get caught up in the world. There's nothing, and I said this before, this world system that we're in right now is not built for the wheat. There's nothing around on TV that calls me to be more kadosh, holy. There's nothing that inspires us to really be committed to Yah. There's no programs on there. No programs. So John said, listen, love not the world. Love not the world, neither the things that's in the world. And you'll know if you love the world that you can't turn off the TV for prayer and the word. That if the Shabbat and your best friend who's not really committed to Yeshua just happen to got some Texas tickets on the Shabbat. And the kickoff is at 12, Ms. Mark.
Is it a test?
Now you got to flip a coin.
No.
Now you know you got issues if you have to. That's why when I was asked to do a funeral, I don't do them. Like to do them anyhow, but it just happened to be on the Shabbat. I told the young lady, I said, I can't do it. You got to find someone else. I wasn't gonna go miss fellowship with the living to go bury the dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds like you sure.
Right. You can find somebody else. There's plenty of people willing to take the money.
Sure.
But I gotta feed the living.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Because the living know they're gonna die. The dead don't.
They know nothing.
They know nothing. So I don't need to be at people's funerals preaching their funeral. Say, oh, you heard Pastor Sherman? That was a good sermon. You ain't changed nothing. Listen what James chapter 4 says. Question again, how saved are we? Let's go to James.
You're talking to me, Pastor.
Look what James said. Now, I'm talking to all of us too,
Yes,
but
sir.
I appreciate your honesty.
Yes, sir.
James chapter 4, verse 4 says what? About those who so love the world.
Ye adulterers
You what?
and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity?
Let that
with
sink in what
Elohim.
James is trying to talk to us. Hold on. Notice, Selah, you adultery. So y'all said, listen, the world is not going to inspire you to live for me. Love not the world, you adultery. If you love the world. That's what he said, right?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Witness, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with Elohim?
Go ahead.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of Elohim.
Think about a friend.
That's it.
Every time the world calls, you respond. You love the world. You love the praises of the world. So if I'm a pastor and I want to be seen by the world, I want to be on Preachers for LA because I want to be seen. We love it when the world praises us. Why? You're on the same stage. You're on the same stage what they just sang about, drop that booty, drop that hot, pop, 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 all these wars. And then here come a Christian coming up on the same stage where they just did a sodomite activity, songs, girls dropping their booty, and he come up there and receive a award. Don't invite me to none of that stuff. I ain't receiving no. The stage already sacrificed to the idol. And you sitting under the same audience, receiving on the same stage that Tyler Perry or the girl Perry something just did a shoe-on to Satan on stage, and you Christian come and receive an award. You want to be loved by the world so much, you're an enemy of Yah.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Think about that.
Yes, sir.
This is what we got to examine. Listen, that's why I even squint to not use gadgets that I know that is used in the secular world to promote business. Like, I'm not using that. That's why this ain't that kind of business. This kingdom business. But we don't use crafty ways to promote anything. Yah promote himself.
Hallelujah.
You see what I'm talking about? Yeshua didn't rid himself out like that. He didn't do stuff like that. We don't use the world way of promoting to promote the kingdom.
Come on.
Now, I'm not saying nothing wrong with advertising and billboard. I'm not talking about that. Okay, I understand that. But we ain't gonna have a $100,000 budget on advertising. Why? Why? We got some cards back there. Y'all got cards in your purse. Somebody want one? That's why we promote church like it's a business. Competition. Competition? I'm saying, listen, you go eat where you want to eat. If you're hungry for this kind of stuff, John the Baptist didn't advertise, and he's in the wilderness. And the Bible says, oh, well, listen, why? Because the best advertising in the world is what?
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
You got that one.
Think about that, word of mouth.
Amen.
I be wondering when you promote that much, what you really selling?
Mhm.
What you really selling? Because if you got some good stuff, people are gonna tell. Those who hungry, they'll come.
Yes, sir. Again and again and again.
So the question again, just by reading these verses here, ask yourself again, as we begin, all of us to do a soul search. How saved are we? What kind of born experience have we had? Watch this here. If it called for no personal sacrifice,
Mm.
it'd be best he just stopped coming in. But sooner or later, I'm just going to let him know. Now, I listened to you for a whole 2 years. If you think that you a Christian, I'm going to use the term, and you sold out to Jesus, then my name is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, then you know it ain't. I mean, come on. Who are you selling that stuff to that you think that you saved? And there's no personal sacrifice? We have preached a cheap gospel.
Yes, sir.
But they not crazy. The person said, I would come study with you, but I know that I'm gonna have to change my life. See, they ain't crazy, Ms. Marvel.
That's right.
They ain't crazy. They just talking. But he said, nah, I need to find me a church. I'm just letting them talk. Yeah, I need to find me a church. I said, yeah. I said, well, go. I'm helping him. I said, go to your uncle over there. You remember him? So I'm sending him to one. Go over there. Go over there. I'm helping him now. Then finally he said, well, because I know that if I come study with you, I'm gonna have to change.
That's the whole point, right?
So you rather go hide in a congregation and because you know how to talk the good game and have people thinking that you on fire for God, but your lust is still out of control and you searching with your eyes. See, that stuff can't go here because I know your flesh is ruling.
Mhm.
So what kind of friend will I be if I allow you to bust hell wide open? So what kind of born experience have we had, guys? If my own personal life demand no sacrifice, watch this here, and it produced no virtue of separating from the world.
There it is.
There's no separation.
There it is.
No separation. Now, this might not apply to everybody, but it's just me personal. If I had a certain name when I was out there hustling, doing my thing, and I got saved, you know I'm changing that name, right?
Right.
You can't call me that no more.
Right.
Even though now that I'm saved and I'm doing good things, but people are calling me that, but other people still remember what it got really a name. Because why that name applied, drug dealer, whoremonger, schemer. I don't want that name. Why? For if any man be in Christ.
That's it.
Yeah.
We are creation. We're a new creation.
I don't want the name Slick Willie. Now, what y'all would think, me being a pastor that I am, and I'm still hanging on to the name Slick Willie? Huh? But see, because I want to hang on that name because that's the name I prosper on. But that's not a kingdom name. You use that name for darkness.
Yes, sir.
Because you love the world. There's no separating of the world. And people know you by that name, so you don't want to separate from that name because people know you by that name. Well, I have to question you're born again.
Right.
I really have to question that. Because your heart has to know that don't call me that. What's that, Slick Willie? Amen. I'm born again. I'm a child of God. That name had a different lifestyle to it. That man died. I'm a new man. Oh man, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean that. I know you know, just spread the word that my name is Pastor Sherman. You can call me Sherman, but just don't call me Slick Willie. So, no separation of the world. And then another question you have to ask, where's your hatred for sin?
Mhm.
If I could sit up now, believe me, I watch. I don't really watch TV. There's certain shows I like. You know what I'm saying? I can watch, but like my wife, you know, she said I don't even watch certain shows no more because it's any show that you can watch without two mans kissing.
I ain't watching it no more.
I'm like, wow, it was a good show.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was a good show. I'm like, why y'all gotta do that?
Yeah. And okay, no more favorite. No. Right.
And then after a while, I'm just being honest. Can I be honest?
Yes,
and after
sir.
a while, you get tired of fast forwarding
I ain't doing that.
or turning the channel.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference than me had to put up the phone with my wife walk in the room?
Mm.
So now I know there's certain shows that really don't. Nah. If we can't watch it in front of our kids, should we be watching it?
Nope.
Now that's now I'm just being honest. Now that's real because Yeshua said, "Except you be like a little child."
Yep.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. I'm telling you, living a kadosh life. I ain't listening. I ain't saying I ain't there. I'm just telling you that how saved are we? After a while, we like, you know what? I used to like that show, but I can't watch that show anymore.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Then, because it's not. I can see if it was just part of that scene, but every scene,
Mm-hmm.
every time it comes on,
Mm-hmm.
like the devil is a liar.
Thank you.
I must tell you how perverted the world is. My wife, before I left, was watching something. I don't know if they showed it on CNN or one of those channels right there. And so they had, I ain't making this up. I promise I'm not making this up. I don't know if they cloned it or they took one of the seeds or eggs, whatever. Well, I'm just going to say like this here. Now they have two penguins, right? Homosexuals.
Stop it. Huh? What?
They took a penguin and they made a male, and somehow they took the one male and put another male. Now we got gay penguins. I ain't making this up, y'all. But I said, how can they make a gay penguin?
Animals know better.
This is real.
This is evil.
This is real.
That's what
Now notice that the penguin wasn't born gay.
No.
They made him gay. But how did the penguin become gay?
Thank you.
So somehow they made the two. Listen, two dogs kiss each other, male and female. Does that mean male and male does that? Does that mean the dog is gay?
No.
He's just a dog.
Yeah.
That's all they do. But I'm thinking, like, is that perverted or what? So now, kids, let's go to the zoo and see what God made two male penguins.
Oh God.
I didn't make that.
But they ain't gonna tell you that. Man made that.
Man did a lot of that.
This is the world that we coming to. So I guarantee you, coming to a zoo next to you. Because why? It's Moloch ain't going nowhere.
No.
Child sacrifice. We
No.
want your children.
Yep.
So we know kids love animals.
Mm-hmm.
Now Walt Disney probably gonna come out with a movie, Steve and Stephanie, or Stephen and what? Steve and Bob. The people, Steve and Bob. Yeah,
That's crazy.
put it in the cartoons. My two daddies. I tell you, we better try to wake up. Because the world is promoting all this here, okay?
Sure.
Promoting all this here. So again, how saved are we? Watch this here. Listen to this here. Ask this question here. How can we claim to be born from above? Listen to this question. How can we claim to be born from above? Where's the evidence? Miss Mama, just that simple. Where's the evidence? I mean, to us, it shocked us when a person, a Spanish person, don't know Spanish.
Yeah, it does.
We just every month, man, bro, we just don't understand that. So I'm saying you born again, but I see no evidence you born again. No evidence. So if you truly born again, I'm gonna show you this verse here. If you truly born again, this must happen. Go to Colossians chapter 3. If you truly born again, few minutes, it's already gone. But it's just crazy, bro. I'm about to say time to wait on nobody.
No,
I'm talking about again, how saved are we? So if we're born again, born from above, it ought to be some evidence. Okay, Colossians chapter 3.
right.
Okay, starting at verse 1. Let's do this verse here. If ye then be risen with Christ, born again,
Yes, sir.
do what? Seek those things which are above, what Christ sitteth at the right hand of God. None of the appetite it. None of the appetite. So you've been born again, and this word put in, because it ain't natural. It don't come by itself. This word by the Holy Spirit, take it and put the kingdom desire in you. Okay? And then he said, now set your what? So now, notice what he said first, seek. Now he said set your affection on things above. Affection, Ms. Rose, that's affection. Where's your affection?
Right.
For the things of the kingdom.
Amen.
Where's your affection? We have affection for everything else. And whatever your affection is, it's going to join. You ain't got to tell me what your affection is.
Right.
It's like this. If I walk, listen, if I take us all to the ice cream place, I ain't got to ask you what kind it is. You're going to tell them what kind you want. Your affection is for this kind. Your affection for that kind. Am I right?
Right.
So if you're a kingdom citizen, I ain't got to tell you that we have Bible study on Mondays and Thursdays.
Right.
If your affection, once you find out, if your affection is strong enough, you get here. You get here. Because I don't care. Listen, I know about Facebook. I know about YouTube and all that stuff. I know. But ain't nothing about seeing the saints themselves. No, I'm telling you, ain't nothing take the place of that. Okay? As a young man, lady, scream my friend, I go to the restroom, but nothing take the place with my wife. You know what I mean? I can fantasize all I want to, amen. But this how God made it. So I don't care. Listen, it be some good teaching on that's some facts, some good teaching, but nothing take the place of this. Nothing take the place of this here. So set your affection on things above, right?
Yes, sir.
Not on things on the earth. There we go again. Don't love the world. Don't love the earth. Now I'm talking to people that's been born again.
Okay.
For why is that, Pastor? For you are dead and your life is hid in Christ and Elohim. You see that?
Yes.
This is people that's been born again. These are people that's saved. You ain't got to ask them. Y'all know I done had people coming here and we about to start class. Why they don't stay? Have we saw that, Ms. Marvin? Why you don't stay? I bet you if you came to my house back in the day and I was rolling a blunt and I was about to smoke some weed, I bet you wouldn't leave. The same people. Because why? They smoke weed and I smoke weed. So you ain't gonna leave. Why? Because I smoke weed and you smoke weed. Well, we supposed to be reading the same book, then why you leaving it? I got leaves. I got leaves. Y'all hear me, Mom? I got leaves.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
We listen, it took us 45 minutes and we just got to rush, huh?
That's all. Just a little.
Huh? A little rush right there. We feeling good. Forget about Star Trek. Beat me up, y'all. Father, we bless you. We thank you right now that, Father, that we can have a reality check on ourselves. And ask the question, how saved are we? So there must be some separation from the world. We must challenge ourselves. If I spend more time watching sports and TV and not in prayer, I need to ask myself, how saved are we? If I spend all my time craving sports but not fasting, I need to ask myself,
How saved are we?
woo. Father, we bless you again. We thank you. We thank y'all for tuning in. And I pray that y'all ask yourself the same question.
Yes.
How saved are you? How saved are we
Yes.
if we do not deny ourselves?
Yes.
So, Father, have your way, excuse me, that we be reminded that Yeshua did not die that we can entertain ourselves to death.
No, no.
But he died for the example, the sacrifice for your kingdom.
Yes.
And I pray that, Father, nothing wrong watching TV, watching sports. But, Father, if we just overindulge it,
Yes.
that you will convict us, Father.
Yes.
If we are more committed into making it to a movie on time,
Yes, Father.
but not to the house of study on time, convict us.
Shame on us.
Convict us, Father. If we are giving more to the world than to the kingdom, convict us.
Shame on us.
Ask ourselves, how saved are we?
Yes, Father.
If people can spend more money on dog food than mission,
Shame on us.
how saved are we? So we bless you, we thank you, and we ask the Father, we ask you as a congregation and our brothers and sisters watching, we ask, Father, forgive us.
Yes.
Because we all stand guilty. I stand guilty with my brothers and sisters in the house and those who are watching. Help us. That's all we can say. Help us. Help us by your Holy Spirit. Help us all. We thank you. Just right up. May Jehovah bless thee and keep thee.
Yes.
May Jehovah make his face shine upon thee and be glory to thee.
Yes.
May Jehovah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. May Jehovah destroy all the chaos in your life. In the mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen and amen. Hallelujah.
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 God, we want to thank y'all once again. If you have any comments or questions, you can always send us an email to thehousestudy@yahoo.com. That is thehousestudy@yahoo.com. Or you can text us at 49354-3659. Once again, 49354-3659. Oh, if the Most High say the same, we'll be back here, same back channel, Thursday. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Shalom, my brothers and sisters.
Hello.
Oh.
Amen.
We needed that.